ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar, my dear friend. This is video number 17 on Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba's divine discourses for the sadhakas pursuing the sadhana for self-realization leading to liberation. This video starts with Divine Discourse number 28, topic The Mother Divine. Everyone should consider it his foremost duty today rever, to revere the Mother as divine and serve her, regardless of country or circumstance. If a man cannot respect and serve the mother who has borne him for 9 months, brought him forth into the world, and reared him over the years, whom else is he likely to respect? Maternal love is akin to that of the Creator who projects and protects this infinite cosmos in countless ways. One individual may elect to worship the divine in the form of his favorite goddess. Another may worship God in a different form and derive bliss from such worship. Each one should note that the forms in which the divine is worshipped by others are as important to them as his own chosen deity is to him. If on the contrary, he criticizes or casts a slur on the deities worshipped by others, he is committing a grievous sin. However well he may be performing his own worship, likewise a man should show equal regard and reverence for mothers of others as he shows for his own mother. There are several notable examples in daily life of the divine quality which motherhood represents. The cow converts its own blood into nourishing milk for man to sustain his body. The cow is the first example of the divine as mother. The earth comes next. Like the divine, the earth bears man in its bosom and takes care of him in many ways. Hence, the earth also is the embodiment of the mother. Principles that constitute the role of motherhood. In the human body, the divine flows through all the limbs as rasa, the divine essence, and sustains them. This divine principle is called Rasa Savrupini, embodiment of divine sweetness. Another name for the same is Angirasa. These divine principles that permeate and sustain the physical body should also be worshipped as mother goddesses. Then there are the great sages, the Maharishis who investigated matters relating to good and evil, right and wrong, what elevates man or degrades him, and as a result of their labors and penances gave to mankind the great scriptures, indicating the spiritual and mundane path and how humanity can redeem its existence. These sages have also to be revered as divine mothers. The cow, the earth, the presiding deities for the body, the sages, and the gurus are all worthy of worship as the embodiments of the divine motherhood. Although these five appear in different forms and names, they have one thing in common with the mother. They play a protective and sustaining maternal role for mankind and hence should be revered and worshipped as divine mothers. Conversely, the mother of every child displays in relation to the child the attributes of these five entities. The mother nourishes the child, provides the necessary for its growth, teaches the child what it should know and what it should avoid, and leads it on the path of righteousness. The powers of Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. The life of a man who cannot respect and love such a venerable mother is utterly useless. Recognizing one's mother as the very embodiment of all divine forces, one must show reverence to her and treat her with love. This is the true message that the Navratri, the 9-night festival, gives us. The Supreme Shakti manifests herself in the form of Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. Durga grants to us energy, physical, mental, and spiritual. Lakshmi bestows on us wealth of many kinds, not just money, but intellectual wealth, the wealth of character and others. Even health is a kind of wealth. She grants untold riches to us, and Saraswati bestows on us intelligence, the capacity for intellectual inquiry, and power of discrimination. The Navratri festival is celebrated in order to proclaim to the world the power of the goddesses. One's own mother is the combination of all these divine beings. She provides us energy, wealth, and intelligence. She constantly desires our advancement in life. So she represents all the three goddesses that we worship during the Navratri festival. If the Pandavas were able to become so dear to Krishna and make their lives worthy by serving him, it was not on account of their own merit or austerities. It was Mother Kunti Devi's love for them that brought to them such a great fortune. Even when they had to live in a forest or in the house of wax, she always stayed with them and prayed for their welfare. The Pandavas also reciprocated her love, and that accounts for their final victory. Lakshmana likewise was able to dwell in the forest with his brother Rama, serving him ceaselessly only because of his mother Sumitra's blessings. She told her son that Ayodhya without Rama was like a forest, and that the forest in which Rama lived would be a veritable Ayodhya to him. It was on account of the hearty blessings of his mother that Lakshmana was able to while away 14 years in the forest even without food or sleep. Children require mother's loving grace. All our epics and sacred books emphasize the power of the mother's love, her blessings and grace. Consider the story of Gandhari and the Kauravas. When Krishna visited Gandhari to console her after the Kurukshetra war, she accused him of partiality towards the Pandavas. Though you are God, how could you be so partial? Why did you support the Pandavas in full measure and allow the destruction of all my sons? She asked him. Krishna replied to her that she herself was to blame for the death of her children. He reminded her that though she gave birth to 100 sons, she did not cast her loving glance on even one of them at any time. As she chose to remain blindfolded, she never looked at any of her sons with great care, attention, and affection. How could such sinners who could not even enjoy their mother's loving glance thrive and flourish? He asked her. There is no need to propitiate Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati for energy, material prosperity, and worldly knowledge. If we love and adore the Mother, we shall be showing our love and devotion to all goddesses. Mother comes first. One's mother is greater than heaven itself. Sri Rama himself declared that one's mother and motherland are greater than even heaven. The Navratri festival teaches this profound truth. One must remember that reverence to one's own mother is one's paramount duty. If one's mother is unhappy, all the expenditure one incurs and all the worship one offers in the name of Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati in the Navratri festival yield no fruit. Even in the ancient teachings about the persons who are to be revered as gods, mother, father, teacher, and guest, the first place is given to the mother when it says Matru Devo Bhava. Even in our casual talk, we say mother, father, teacher, and God. God is relegated to the last position, but the mother is given the first place. This reveals the attitude of Bharatiya culture towards women in general and the mother in particular. It is the mother that holds the child with her hand and teaches it how to walk. It is the mother that feeds the child and teaches it how to eat. It is again the mother that teaches the child how to utter meaningful sounds and speak. Thus, the mother is one's foremost teacher. Vemana observed that a son who does not care for his parents is no better than the worms that are born and die in an ant hill. We should deem our parents as Ishvara and Parvati and serve them wholeheartedly. If we cannot please them, how can we hope to please God? Consider the story of Lava and Kusha. Sita gave birth to them in the hermitage of sage Valmiki. They were taught various branches of knowledge by him. Sita also was teaching them many lessons and imparting to them many skills. What happened when Sri Rama himself came to fight with them? Lava and Kusha remembered their mother with great reverence and aimed an arrow at him. Rama fell into a swoon when the arrow struck him. Such is the power of one's mother's blessings. Discourse in the Purna Chandra Auditorium, 14th October 1988. Ascetic practices, years of constant recitation of the name, pilgrimages to holy places and shrines, study of the sacred books. These will not help the aspirant to spiritual victory as much as communion with the godly and the good. Bharat is a rare treasure house of spiritual jewels. It can confer all boons on the sincere. Discourse number 29. Topic towards human unity. Who gave man his digestive organs? Who is the author of birth and death? To know him is the height of wisdom. Forget not this truth, O man. The poet Bhartahari said, Salutations to the Lord of Time, who sets everything in motion. Time is all powerful. One should not waste even a single moment of this precious time. Everyone has to follow the dictates of time because time is not subject to anyone. God is the embodiment of time. Through good deeds, one should acquire grace. acquire the grace of God and redeem one's life. Bharat, Bharatiya culture, which is world renowned, whose message has reached all corners of the world, which has withstood the vicissitudes of time and circumstance, which has remained unchanged through eons since the beginning of creation, bears testimony to the eternal verities. Yagas and yajnas, ceremonial offerings, and sacrificial rites reflect the image of this culture. What is yajnas? It is not merely bringing together 10 Ritviks, scholars who perform rituals, getting them to recite the four Vedas and to perform homa, make offerings to various deities in the sacrificial fire. Every act done by man as an offering to God, offering all the fruits thereof is yajna. Whatever action one does, whether big or small, should be regarded as being done to please the divine. It may be a sacred or a secular act. It may be for the benefit of the world or hereafter. It may be binding or liberating. It may be material or spiritual. Whatever be the nature of the action, it must be dedicated to God. Everything in the cosmos is permeated by the divine. Every individual is a perceptor. Every man is a Ritvik. Everyone is an embodiment of the Brahma, the Supreme Spirit. Everything in the cosmos is permeated by the divine. It is this truth that was proclaimed by the Vedas when they said, Antarbahishcha Tat Sarvam Vyapya Narayana Sititaha. The Lord Narayana is present inside and outside of everything in the universe. Why then is man unable to recognize the omnipresent divine? The Upanishads enjoined man to offer the fruits of all his actions to the divine as the means of realizing the divine. In what form can the divine be experienced? The answer is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. The Brahma is truth, awareness, and infinity. Truth is not mere factual accuracy regarding any event or object. This is the truth in the worldly sense, but truth in the spiritual sense transcends the categories of time and space and remains unchanged always. This transcendental truth has to be inscribed in the heart. It is in the light of this truth that man should pursue the journey of life in the world. What is Jnanam? Jnana, spiritual knowledge, refers to the Chaitanya, higher consciousness, and not to knowledge of various kinds. It is consciousness that inspires man, permeates trees, and animates even the smallest insects. Saint Tyagaraja sang about the cosmic consciousness being present in the ant and the Brahma, in Shiva and Vishnu, in the form of supreme love. To experience this all pervading consciousness is to experience the divine. God appears to man in the form envisaged by him. This consciousness is Anantam, infinite. It is omnipresent. In whatever form he is worshipped, whatever conception one may have of the divine, whatever feelings one may have towards the divine responds in that form and image to confer joy on the devotee. When a devotee prays, O Lord, be by my side and walk with me, behind me, and around me, the Lord keeps him company. The devotee can experience only the footfalls of the Lord. If the devotee cries, O Lord, can't you see my pitiable plight? Have you no eyes for my troubles? Only the eyes of the Lord will appear before him. When a devotee prays, can't you hear my lamentations, O Lord? The divine appears to him only as a pair of ears. Your experience of God is determined by your feelings and methods of approach to Him. The Lord has His feet, head, and eyes and ears everywhere, and He appears to every person in the form envisaged by Him. The spiritual the spiritual aspirant is the embodiment of bliss. The fourth is Ananda bliss. Every person seeks bliss. The aspirant has been described as the embodiment of bliss. This bliss has been described in manifold terms. Eternal bliss, supreme bliss, the bliss of yoga, oneness with the divine. Brahmananda, bliss of God, Atmananda, spiritual bliss, but all these forms of bliss are merged in one bliss alone, the bliss of heart, Hridayananda. Whatever small act a man may do, he desires to derive joy from it. This joy is within him. In the statement Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Brahma as supreme truth, wisdom and infinity is the embodiment of bliss. Brahma means pervasiveness, being present everywhere. When there is no place where he is not, where is the need to search for him? When the doors of the heart are opened, the blissful form of the divine can be seen. This was precisely the experience of the Gopikas. The whole universe is the Lord's abode. Where then is the street or door for that mansion? Play on the life strings of your body, shed tears of devotion and offer your spirit. See heaven in that experience. That is the road and the door. When you offer life, all your energies and potencies to the divine, you experience ineffable bliss. Are we today seeking such bliss? Are we aware of it? No. The seat of all bliss is the heart, vibrations emanating from the heart. These vibrations proclaim the Lord's name. There is no need to engage in any sadhana, spiritual discipline, if the power of the Lord's name is understood. The three powers embodied in the name Rama. Tulsidas declared that there are only three powers that matter in the world: Krishna, Bhanu, Himakrathe, Agni, fire, Surya, the sun, and Chandra, the moon. These three are eternal witnesses. These are essential for everyone, whether he is a theist or an atheist, a yogi or an Epicurean, a renunciant or a hedonist. Without fire, the body will get cold and perish. Without the radiations from the sun, no energy or vitality can exist in man. Solar rays are essential for the survival of plants or human beings. Equally, the moon is essential for existence. Human birth is the consequence of past sins and ignorance. It is necessary to destroy sins, eliminate ignorance, and achieve peace and serenity in life. Agni, the god of fire, will burn our sins to ashes. The sun god destroys our ignorance. The moon cools the agitations of the heart. These three are embodied in the name Rama. Ra plus A plus Ma. Ra represents Agni, fire god. A represents Surya, the sun god. Ma represents Chandra, the moon. The name Rama contains within it three deities: Agni, Surya, and Chandra. Moreover, the name Rama embodies also the Vedic pronouncement Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art. Ra is Tat and Ma is the Tvama. These, the essence of the Vedas and the Shastras, is contained in the divine name. The supreme significance of the name Rama is borne out also by Sankhya Shastra, the science of numerology. According to this science, the letters R plus A plus Ma makes up 7 according to their numerical equivalent. 7 is a sacred number as is evident from the sacredness of Saptarisis, the seven sages, the seven colors of the rainbow, the seven Swaraj notes of Indian music, and the 7 days of the week. Meaning of Saptaha Yagna. Today we have completed the Saptaha Veda Purusha Jnana Yajna. What does Saptaha Yajna means? It is the offering of the 7 sounds within us to the divine. The completion of Yajna is described as Sampati. Sampati means Brahma Prapati, attainment of Brahmic consciousness. The 7 day Yajna is performed for this purpose. These 7 days have sped like minutes. What is the reason? It is because the 7 days were spent on thoughts of the timeless divine and in the activities dedicated to the Lord who is beyond time, that we also transcended the limitations of time. If we devote all our time to remembering God, time will cease to be a burden. Kala kala pra Prapannam Kala Kim Krishnayati. If we take refuge in the conqueror of time, what can time do to us when we enshrine Kala, the Lord of time, in our hearts? We become the masters of time. How is this to be done? The easiest means is chanting the name of the Lord. Community singing by an assemblage of devotees is to be preferred. This is known as Sankirtan, singing together the glory of the Lord. There are 4 types of Sankirtan: Guna Sankirtan, Leela Sankirtan, Bhava Sankirtan, and Nama Sankirtan. Guna Sankirtan means singing the attributes of God and dwelling on his numerous auspicious qualities. In describes Sri Krishna's qualifies a devotee saying, can we comprehend you, O Krishna? You are subtler than the atom, grosser than the grossest, immanent in the 84 lakhs of species. You are their sustainer with your infinite form. How can we ever know you? While describing the Lord in these ways, occasional doubts may arise. If He is in the minutest atom and the vastness of space, why can't we see him? The cosmonauts who circled the earth might have doubts about the presence of God, but there is a difference between the instruments employed by them to explore the space and the mantras through which God is experienced. God is the embodiment of mantra and not a yantra, mechanical contrivances. Leela and Bhava Sankirtan. In Leela Sankirtan, the devotional songs glorify the Leelas, the extraordinary sports and other miraculous deeds of the Lord, and the different ways in which the Lord delights and tests the devotees. The Lord's ways cannot be easily understood. He makes one devotee weep and he wipes the tears of another. He turns an ascetic into a pleasure seeker and libertine into a saint. He excites craziness in one and removes lunacy in another. These baffling sports of the divine are the theme of the songs in Leela Sankirtan. In Bhava Sankirtan, the devotee's innermost feelings find expression in song. These feelings are in different kinds. Bhishma exemplifies the Bhava feelings of peace and contentment. Arjuna exemplifies Sankhya Bhava, the feeling of friendship. Hanuman is an example of Dasya Bhava, the feeling of service. Yashoda displayed Vatsalya Bhava, the feeling of maternal love. The gopis exemplified Anuraga Bhava, the feeling of endearment. Radha revealed Madhura Bhava, the enjoyment of the sweetness of the Lord. Among the different bhavas, Madhura Bhava ranks supreme as it is the state of expressing enjoyment of the Lord's name and form in all its sweetness. Difference between Kirtan and Nama Kirtan. Except in Nama Sankirtan, the chanting of the name, the other forms of Sankirtan are liable to give rise to doubts and difficulties. Hence, in the Kali Yuga, the easiest and safest form of Sankirtan is Nama Sankirtan, community chanting of the names of the Lord. This will not give rise to any doubts or excite emotional disturbances. As one goes on chanting the names, he experiences an inner joy which is indifferent to praise or blame. The constant repetition of the name of Lord should lead to an imprinting of the name on the heart. This can only happen when the heart is softened by love of the Lord. The difference between Kirtana and Sankirtana is that the former relates to chanting by the individual in privacy, while the latter relates to community singing. In Sankirtana, all the participants experience joy in common, hence it is superior to Kirtan. When the joy is confined to a single individual, many devotees who will never venture to sing aloud will join in a community singing spontaneously without reserve. A miracle at Dharwar. In this context, I may recall what happened at Dharwar many years ago during my visit to the Karnataka University. That university was completely dominated by Veera Sevas, fundamentalist Saivites. They would close their cars to any name except that of Shiva. I began my discourse in Kannada. My Kannada was sweeter than the Kannada spoken in Dharwad. In their linguistic attachment, they were immensely happy when I spoke in Kannada. It is my practice to end every discourse with a community bhajan. I looked at the gathering and reviewed the state of their mind. I knew the name of Vishnu was anathema to them, and if Narayana was uttered, they would close their ears, and if Krishna's name was mentioned, they would turn their heads away. In such a situation, I began singing the bhajan Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai. Instantly, everyone in the audience responded with Govinda Krishna Jai. There was amongst them a Veera Seva Guru. Even he joined the bhajan, uttering Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai. At the end of the meeting, the Vice Chancellor, Mr. Adke, came running towards me and said, "We used to have our own ideas of what Sai Baba's miracles mean. Sai Baba has made people who had never in their life recited the name of Krishna chant the name today. This is a great miracle." What is the inner meaning of this episode? It means that anyone, whatever his background, forgets himself in a Sankirtan and participate in it. Only the divine name can make one oblivious to everything and immerse himself in the joy of chanting the name. Learn to go through the problems in life with the name on your lips. Transcend differences, embodiments of the divine. Having come here, there is only one thing which is most vital for of you to recognize and understand. Forgetting all differences of race, religion, caste, and creed, disregarding considerations of class and community, you must feel that all of you are children of one God. Our race is only one, the human race. We worship only one God, God. Our caste is only one, the caste of love. Our language is only one, the language of the heart. When you recognize this oneness, eschew all differences, and fill your heart with love, you will be able to redeem your lives by constantly chanting the name of the Lord. That name will help you accomplish anything. It will fill your life with peace and happiness. It will enable you to rid yourself of the likes and dislikes. The supreme quality of man is love. Develop love so that you may get rid of attachments and aversions. Thereby you will be sanctify your lives. Discourse in the Purna Chandra Auditorium, 20 October 1988. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment and share the video. Subscribe the channel. Next video number 18 will start with the divine discourse of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba number 30, and topic will be inner significance of festivals. Thank you my dear friends. Namaskar.